Hi, my name is Tom Sherman. I'm a professor in the Department of Pharmacology and Physiology, and they've asked for me to explain how to remain as healthy as possible during your S&P years. It's my pleasure, if you're considering this program or have already decided to enter this program, to offer these sorts of advice. I'm a biochemist. I'm actually trained as a molecular neuroendocrinologist. And the advantage of that is that my expertise is in biochemistry and molecular biology and endocrinology. And in fact, I do all of the nutrition education at the medical center. And what these topics have highlighted for me are three things that students should focus on to try to remain as healthy as possible. To remain as active and exercise as much as you can, to get as much sleep as you can, and to eat as well as you can. And those are three things that every student at Georgetown can do. So let's focus on exercise. Washington, D.C. is a very green, very open city where it's very cycling accessible and walking accessible. And most of the students live within areas where you just don't need a car. And parking in the city is a disaster. So making use of mass transit, making use of your bicycles is a wonderful thing. Plus, it gives you access to the broader Washington, D.C. environment. Downtown, the National Mall, the Smithsonian museums are all very accessible from campus on bicycle or longer walks. And that leads me to one of the big highlights of living in Washington, D.C. that distinguishes your lives from the typical tourist. A tourist will go and try to see all of the Smithsonian and spend hours, if not days, exploring these free museums. Whereas because you live here, you don't have to do it that way. You could say, let's go see the Picasso exhibit at the Phillips Museum. Let's go explore the sculpture garden at the National Gallery or at some of the other museums. And just sort of pick a single activity, ride your bike, take the bus, walk, and go downtown, see that exhibit, and come back within an hour or so. So it's a wonderful study break. You got outside, you got some enlightenment in Washington, D.C., and then you can get back to your studies. The same is true with the trails around campus. We are surrounded by miles of green space and trails for running and hiking, and some of them even for cycling. And so you can get out and do a 10K trail run from campus. You can go down to the National Mall, which is a wonderful place to run, or go along the Potomac River. These are wonderful opportunities. Now, the other thing to focus on is sleep. And I know it's usually the last thing that comes to mind, but sleep is so important. And not only because it helps you consolidate what you learned in class and not only allows you to focus what's in class, but it allows you to maintain control of your appetite. You know, a sleep-deprived student snacks more. A sleep-deprived student is attracted to fatty and sugary foods. And that's just going to increase your temptation to eat more poorly. So I am constantly going to be reminding you to get enough sleep, that it's more positive towards study than taking away study time. And nutrition, of course, is going to be one of my major focuses. Washington, D.C. is surrounded by good places to eat. It's very accessible, lots of fast casual restaurants that can be very accessible. The campus is a little bit of a food desert. So I'm going to encourage you to eat a good breakfast at home, bring your lunch, and then go home and learn how to cook and eat with your new classmates and use it as both social and studying experiences and avoiding these ultra-processed foods and cheap restaurant meals that seem like are time savers, but they're really not. And so all through the year, I'm going to be helping you with biochemistry, teaching you nutrition, doing some endocrinology, and at the same time reminding you to maintain these good study habits during the course of the year to make it the best year that you'll ever have with memories that you'll cherish forever. I look forward to meeting you. I can't wait to help work with you.